Pleasure to call on Smoky Simon, chairman of World Machal since 1968, to pay tribute to Morris. Some 4,500 volunteers from 58 countries answered the call to fight Israel's war of independence. This courageous group of people, Morris and Smoky amongst them, fought valiantly and served with distinction in every branch of the IDF. These heroes made a significant contribution to not only to winning the war, but also to laying the foundations on which Tzahal is based. Smoky served as a navigator bombardier on 24 missions. He was also the chief of air operations at that time and remained in the Air Force until 1950. Smoky first met Morris in 1970 and they remained in close contact ever since.
Good evening. My story goes back to November 1948. When the Air Force was established, we did not have any radar protection in the country. Morris and a group of South Africans and Brits set up a department in the Air Force, which was known as Squadron 505, to establish a radar unit. And as was said by Dave earlier on, they used really scrap parts and units that had been left behind by the Royal Air Force when the Brits evacuated Palestine in April and May 1948. It really was a remarkable achievement. Fortunately, they had the experience and the expertise of World War II, which really was the major contribution which the Machalniks, the volunteers from abroad, were able to grant to Israel during the War of Independence. They had the help of the Weizmann Institute, and they succeeded in building a unit which was really able to track the movements of aircraft. The British, the Royal Air Force of Britain, which was established in the Suez Canal zone, were not friendly to Israel, very hostile. And they had an aerial reconnaissance aircraft. The type of aircraft is known as the Mosquito, which was the fastest aircraft in the world during World War II, that used to fly over the Israeli Air Force bases and photograph, and we were convinced that they shared the intelligence information with the Egyptians. One fine day, on the 18th of November, the Operations Center in the Air Force informed me that this aircraft was on its way down, the British aircraft was on its way down from the north to the south. Israel's first combat squadron, 101 Squadron, was then based at Chatzor Air Base in the south. When I got the information, I immediately contacted the squadron, the legendary Sid Cohen, who was the commander of the squadron. We agreed that we would try to intercept that aircraft. And Sid immediately dispatched an American pilot, a non-Jewish guy, who was an experienced P-51 pilot known as the Mustang, and he happened to intercept the British aircraft right over Chatzor base. When he got the aircraft in his sights, he fired, and after he fired, he yelled, "My guns have jammed." This wasn't quite correct. It looked like he was suffering somewhat from anoxia because the height was at about 26,000 feet. It was the Mosquito, and in that first burst, he shot the Mosquito down, and they saw this aircraft explode in the air, fire and smoke, and this thing just crashed into the sea off Chatzor. It was really a wonderful victory for 505 Squadron and Morris and his crew, that we were able to really destroy an aircraft which was doing high altitude aerial photography. We never thought that we could catch it, but 505 Squadron and the guys really had a great day. Interestingly, the pilot who shot down the aircraft was a non-Jewish guy by the name of Wayne Peake, who unfortunately some years ago was dying of cancer, and his last wish was to be buried in Israel. That's the story.